Hello everyone, nice to meet you again. 안녕하세요 여러분. 일주일의 마지막이자 영어의 날인 금요일 아침이 밝았습니다. 이번 주는 어떠셨나요? 저는 수요일에 눈이 온 게 제일 기억에 남는데요. 아니, 이제 봄이 오나 싶었는데 눈이라니. 그래서 이제 옷장 안에 모셔둔 패딩을 다시 꺼냈을 때 기분은 하루라도 빨리 봄이 왔으면 좋겠습니다. 봄이 오길 기다리며 오늘의 VOA 방송 시작해볼게요.
The vernal equinox this year falls on Tuesday, March 20th. In the northern hemisphere, the day marks the start of spring. In the southern hemisphere, the same day marks the start of the autumnal equinox, or the beginning of fall. The word vernal comes from the Latin word vernalis, meaning of the spring, and equinox comes from the Latin words equus, meaning equal, and nox, meaning night. The day has 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime. On this day, people living in colder areas of the northern hemisphere hope they can put away their winter coats. They also may hope to begin planting flowers and vegetables in a garden. But for those of us in the northeastern United States, it may not exactly feel like the start of spring on March 20th. Here, the first day of spring is expected to bring a snowstorm.
Ancient sites around the world were built to signal the start of spring. Around the year 1000 AD, for example, the Maya built a pyramid in what is now Mexico's Yucatan. It sits within an ancient city called Chichen Itza. On the spring equinox, the sunlight hits in a way that makes the structure look like a snake. The Maya called this day the return of the sun serpent. Today, cultures around the world have their own ways of identifying and celebrating the arrival of spring. In Japan, spring is marked with a huge cherry blossom festival, known as Hanami. The tradition dates back more than 1,000 years. People gather under the blooming trees to eat, drink tea, celebrate, and enjoy the cherry blossoms, known as sakura in Japanese. Artists and poets celebrate the short-lived blooms as a symbol of beauty. In 1912, Japan gave 3,000 cherry trees to the U.S. capital city of Washington, D.C. The gift was to honor the lasting friendship between the United States and Japan. The cherry blossoms have become a signal of the start of spring in Washington. The city's National Cherry Blossom Festival draws millions of visitors every year.
For many countries in Central Asia and the Middle East, the beginning of spring also marks the beginning of a new year. The celebration is called Nowruz. The words no and ruz mean new day in Farsi. Countries along the ancient Silk Road trading path, including Afghanistan, Iran, Turkey, Uzbekistan, and other Central Asian nations, celebrate Nowruz. In the past, Iran was the only country where Nowruz was an official holiday. But after countries gained their independence following the fall of the Soviet Union, many made Nowruz a national holiday as well. During Nowruz, people visit family members and friends and exchange gifts. Iranian families set up a hafsin display of 7 special items that represent spring and new beginnings. In Uzbekistan and other places in Central Asia, people watch wrestling events, horse races, and a special horseback game called, in Uzbek, Kopkari. In this game, 2 teams of players on horseback try to get the body of a headless goat into a goal. A similar game is called Buzkashi in Afghanistan and Ulak Tartish in Kyrgyzstan and Uyghur-speaking areas.
Many in India and Nepal mark the arrival of spring with the Holi festival, known also as the Festival of Colors or Festival of Love. People celebrate the festival by covering each other in, you guessed it, colors. Children especially enjoy the festival, as they get to throw colored powder and water-filled balloons at others. Some say the festival comes from a story of the burning of the devil, Holika. It represents the victory of good over evil, or the arrival of spring after a long, dark winter. Others say the celebration was inspired by the story of 2 young lovers with different skin colors. Krishna, who has blue skin, was in love with Radha, so he colored Radha with paint, leading to the modern-day colorful festival of love.
People in Valencia, Spain, have their spring celebration called Las Fallas. It is a wild 5-day street festival involving fire. The festival centers on the creation and burning of huge colorful statues made of wood, paper, and plastic. The statues are meant to look like real people. Often they are modeled after Spanish politicians or stars. Valencian communities and organizations work all year to create their structures. As many as 700 of them are then placed throughout the city, with fireworks inside. Las Fallas begins March 15th, with events like bullfights, parades, and cooking and beauty competitions. Then, at midnight on March 20th, the city turns off all its streetlights, and the statues are set on fire. This marks the end of the festival and the beginning of spring. I'm Ashley Thompson.
And I'm Katie Weaver.
춘분, 완전한 봄의 시작이죠. 3월 21일이 춘분날이었다고 하는데 하구 여러분 알고 계셨나요? 이제 완연한 봄이 온 만큼 여러 나라에서도 봄과 관련된 축제를 준비하고 있다고 합니다. 가까운 나라 일본에서는 우리나라랑 비슷하게 벚꽃 축제를 하죠. 또 중앙아시아 지역과 중동의 국가들은 1월 1일이 새로운 해가 아니라 봄이 시작되어야 새해가 왔다고 느낀다고 합니다. 그래서 그 기간 동안 나우루즈 축제를 한다고 하는데요. 이날에는 특별한 의미를 가진 돛담배를 장식하거나 승마 경기를 관람한다고 합니다. 인도와 네팔의 경우 여러 색깔이 있는 파우더를 서로 던지면서 즐기는 홀리 축제를 하는데요. 이 축제는 세계 축제 또는 사랑의 축제라고 불리기도 합니다. 스페인 사람들은 봄의 축하 행사 라스 폴타스를 한다고 하는데요. 이날에는 투어나 퍼레이드, 요리 등 다양한 종목의 대회를 하고 다채로운 조각상들을 불에 태운다고 합니다. 세계 각국마다 다양한 봄을 맞이하는 축제들. 저도 여행 다니면서 이런 축제들을 체험하고 봄을 맞이하고 싶네요. 아니면 여행이라도 방학이 빨리 왔으면 좋겠네요. 것도 중요하지만 저희에게는 더욱 중요한 것이 있죠. 바로 61기 수습국원 모집입니다. 방송을 하고 싶은 18학번 신입생분들은 어서 지원해주세요. 지원부서는 저처럼 꾀꼬리 같은 목소리로 방송하는 아나운서, 엄청난 필력으로 대본을 작성하는 제작부, 화려한 음향기술과 편집기술을 뽐내는 기술부까지 다양한 부서들이 신입생 여러분을 기다립니다. 해당관 317호에 오셔서 지원서 작성하시면 되니까요. 학우 여러분 많은 지원 바랄게요. 금요일 수업 열심히 들으시고 오늘 하루 즐겁게 보내시길 바랍니다. 그러면 여러분 안녕! 지금까지 제작 장요한, 기술 기래수, 진행의 이주미였습니다.